Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Guardian Angel. This is their straight bourbon whiskey finished in a toasted cask, coming in at a 57.4% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, I reached out to Guardian Angel for a review sample. They were kind enough to send this bottle for us to take a look at and a review, so just keeping that transparency open. Now, Guardian Angel is somewhat of a newer brand hitting the shelves. Essentially, this is being produced and bottled by Copper Tier, based out of New Orleans, where they are sourcing a Texas whiskey and then finishing it in that toasted cask. Now, the name and logo of Guardian Angel is more than just marketing. It's about a F-16 fighter pilot that would do special rescue missions for U.S. Marines in times of need. That he went on so many of these runs to help protect them, they end up painting the logo on the side of his plane to show respect. Instead of just taking that story, Copper Tier actually paired up with him as a partner for these releases. And in my opinion, going that step further of actually partnering with that fighter pilot is such an amazing thing. And to be honest, to anybody that's in the armed services and to this individual, thank you so much for your service. Now, back on the whiskey itself, I know Texas whiskey can be quite divisive depending on who you are. Personally, I love a good Texas whiskey, and I've had some other things coming from Copper Tier that I've really truly enjoyed over the past year. So, let's hop into the bottle itself and see how a Texas whiskey works with a toasted cask. And to be honest, that's a great proof point. That's high proof there. And that color in that bottle, I'm excited. And for reference points, this is actually batch number 3, bottle number 216. So, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some of the other Guardian Angel reviews that I'll be doing, links to those videos will be up above and down below, along with a link to their website so you can check them out for yourself, hunt yourself down a bottle if you're interested, all that kind of good stuff. They've actually hit Total Wine locations. I think they're over 100 locations at the time of this recording. So, pretty explosive growth on that already. But they have several other finishes coming down the pipeline. I also have their rye cask finish, which I'm really excited about jumping into coming as well. So you'll definitely want to hang around for those. Beautiful dark color on that. That is got a gorgeous mahogany to things. Almost a little bit of a red tinge in there too. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Oh, hello. So right away, it's Texas. It's got this little more bold characteristic going on. You get this kind of mesquite smoke lightly through things, a little saltiness in there, like curing salt. However, the toasted cask is really doing some great lifting here. It did not get lost by Texas whiskey. You're getting this kind of sweet buttercream layer and a little bit of homemade caramel. And the funny thing is, you take that homemade caramel mixed with that pinch of saltiness that I'm getting, and it's like salted caramel. Like, that is wild, because I'm also now starting to pick up a little bit of like a milk chocolate on there. Like, at the end of the day, it's still got that kind of oily, dark, rich notes that Texas whiskey tends to bring, but that toasted cask lightens things up, makes it a little more approachable for people that maybe not big into Texas whiskey. Nice spiciness in there, like a little bit of cinnamon stick ground up, a little pinch of clove. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. Even for that 57% ABV, it doesn't come off too warm. That is just sweet oakiness, charry layers going on, but definitely almost like a salted caramel candy. Not super sweet, more like a little bit of a dark chocolate now for me. And you got this little thin bit of chocolate, little pinch of salt on there. Maybe a little green apple sweetness now. It's opening up beautifully. Man, I'm loving that nose because it is just evolving every time I go back to it. And how they got a Texas whiskey to play that well with a toasted barrel and it show up as it is, I'm very impressed by that. Alrighty, let's go for a taste. On the palate, beautiful oaky layers going on here. A lot of sweet cinnamons. Oh man, clings beautifully as well. It's rich. It's oaky. Maybe even a little bit of a dark cherry note in there for me. That's got some good smokiness. That little pinch of salt showing up. Yeah, that's a winner in my book. Oh, I love there's almost like a white pepperiness here in the very finish. The oak layers are beautiful in here. They just have this kind of impact to things, but yet it's not overbearing because that toasted is bringing in these sweeter characteristics, that sweet vanilla, little sweet caramel layer going on. That's a winner in my book. Rich tobacco going in here on my second sip. A little earthiness. Nice oak layers are still just beautifully coating the palate. Definitely there's got to be, I'm going to assume there's a little bit of rye in the mash bill for this because there's this kind of spicy characteristic that's in there. But that palate is not only both beautifully rich, but it's also sweet as well. A little bit of stewed apples going on. Like when you're baking an apple pie before you mix in everything and you're starting to cook down your apples a bit. Like that is one of the better Texas whiskeys I've had in a bit. And I've had my fair share of them lately. I try to catch any kind of Texas whiskey I can. I just love how it lands on the palate for its finish, giving a little sweet characteristics of that caramel and the vanilla and that little pinch of saltiness going on. Just really drives things home. Good choice on a toasted cask for this. I love that smokiness going on in here. And it gives me that kind of almost like a wood smoker. I have a wood pellet smoker. It's like when you lift up the hood and you have that quick rollout of all the smoke. Kind of comes, but it goes away quickly. So if you're not big into smoky elements, don't let that scare you away from this bottle, because the other characteristics of the sweet butter popcorns and the caramel sweetness, the oakiness, that pinch of salt, and that, again, I'm getting a little bit of like a milk chocolate in there. Everything like that comes with that little wisp of smokiness. It's balanced, and again, I know people are going to be very divisive on their Texas whiskeys, but that might be a winner for a lot of people because that toasted mellows things out, impacting those sweeter characteristics that a lot of bourbon people are looking for anyways. They hit a home run with this one. Alrighty. Well, let's talk about a price for this. So looking around, it's going to cost right about the low to mid $50 price range. I honestly give it a very solid A- in my book. I am partial to Texas whiskey. However, again, I feel like that toasted cask brings a unique layer to Texas. And to a lot of people that may not like it, this will be an interesting one to have somebody try. The sweet characteristics, again, coming through with that toasted cask mixes so well with the kind of bold flavors that a Texas whiskey can bring. It softens it, sweetens things up, and overall is a beautiful representation of how you can take a Texas whiskey, finish it in that barrel, and come out on the other side with a great proof point and a great meaning behind the bottling itself. And it's just an enjoyable pour. Like, highly recommend this one, especially if you are a Texas whiskey fan. I think this will be a fun one for you to put on your shelf and just enjoy the rest of them. Bravo on that sip, guys. I am a fan. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Guardian Angel Bourbon, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Guardian Angel straight bourbon whiskey finished in a toasted cask. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might not.